Hello and welcome to the biology series of lectures. This first lecture is going to be about life and the general principles that surround it. We're all aware that life on Earth, and in fact in all visible space that mankind has so far been able to probe, actually consists of 6 major elements. So, write that down. Life consists of 6 major elements. The first of these elements is, in fact, carbon. Now, the reason why all life, in fact, on Earth consists of carbon is due to the complexity of the element carbon. You see, carbon, let's draw it here as a circle, can make 4 different nuclear attachments. That is, 4 attachments to 4 other elements, thus making it able to create very complicated biochemical reactions and construct very complicated organisms that can eventually improve and evolve. Second one is, of course, hydrogen. And the reason hydrogen is obvious, of course, because it's the main constituent of water. That is, H2O. Water. In fact, all life depends on water, and that's a fact. Well, the type of life that we know of anyway. Other life forms may be possible, such as life that is based on silicon, which, just like carbon, can also create 4 attachments, and that may not depend on water. We don't know though, because we still haven't discovered anything that's silicon based. Anyway, moving on. The third one is oxygen. And of course, it has to do with air, or O2. In fact, everything on Earth breathes air, so it is essential. And the other thing is, air, oxygen that is also a constituent of water. That's fact. Number 3 is nitrogen. Nitrogen is important because it is actually the building blocks of all amino acids, and amino acids are the building blocks of proteins which build organisms. So, amino acids which then builds proteins, and organisms. Better scroll down before I run out of space. Now, number 4, actually that was the 4th one, so number 5 is sulfur. The reason why sulfur is important, because it is a secondary nutrient in plants and protein assembly. And that's important, because if plants couldn't absorb proper nutrients, they couldn't grow, therefore they would mess up the whole food chain, and life on Earth would not be possible, because all plants are at the bottom of the food chain and humans are at the top. So as you can see, via chain reaction, we would have died out. So plant nutrient, and protein assembly as well, actually. Protein assembly. And we have one more, and it is phosphorus. The reason phosphorus is important because it provides the structural work of all DNA, and we of course understand that all DNA on Earth governs all life, and it is in fact a blueprint for all life forms. So phosphorus, it is the structural framework of DNA. So DNA structure. Correct that E. And these are the 6 elements that create our life. Carbon, due to its ability to create 4 joints to other elements, thus create very complicated biochemical reactions and create complicated life. Hydrogen, which is the constituent of water. Oxygen, which makes up O2, that is the air we breathe, and water. Nitrogen for building amino acids and proteins. Sulfur for plant nutrients, protein assembly, and phosphorus, which is the DNA structure. Now we're going to move on to the actual DNA. What is DNA? So just change color again. So basic. Basic life code. Which is what DNA essentially is. It is the basic biological structure that governs all life on Earth, and it is contained within every single cell of every organism. So DNA contained in every single cell of every organism. What exactly is DNA? DNA is actually an acronym. It is actually a nucleic acid. So what the DNA actually stands for is DNA is deoxy ribonucleic acid. That's what DNA is. It's a deoxyribonucleic acid. And it consists of 4 main base pairs. So made for base pairs. So A is adenine, which is one of the building blocks. Second one is guanine, third one is cytosine, so that's an E, not an O, and fourth one is thymine. And these four bases are interconnected with each other in the following way. Adenine only links to thymine, and guanine only links to cytosine. And various amounts of these combinations are put together, and that's how the basic DNA structure is actually built, thus coding something for a specific biological organism. Thanks for listening. Next lecture we'll continue with the structure of the four bases, DNA itself, and then eventually move on to cells and structure of basic life, that is cells. Thank you.